Locke's social contract, like Hobbes, is a theoretical device explaining how legitimate political authority arises from the state of nature. But the structure and implications differ profoundly, creating limited rather than absolute government. Remember that in Locke's state of nature, everyone possesses executive power of natural law, the right to judge and punish for violations of natural law affecting themselves and others. This creates the inconveniences Locke identified: no settled law, no impartial judge, no reliable enforcement. To remedy these inconveniences, people agree to form political society. Here's how Locke's contract works. Individuals in the state of nature agree to give up their executive power of natural law, the right to judge and punish for themselves, and transfer it to a community that will create governmental institutions to exercise this power on everyone's behalf. This is crucial. They're not transferring power to a person, a monarch, or even to a government. They're creating a political community that will then establish governmental institutions. This two-stage process matters enormously. First, individuals consent to form political society. Second, that political society decides what form of government to establish. The government serves the political community, not the other way around. If government fails, the political community persists and can establish new government. This is completely different from Hobbes, where the sovereign is created directly by the contract and cannot be removed without destroying the commonwealth. What exactly is being transferred in Locke's contract? Only the executive power of natural law, the right to judge and enforce natural law. Individuals are not transferring their natural rights to life, liberty, and property. These remain inalienable. They're not authorizing unlimited governmental power. They're authorizing only what's necessary to remedy the state of nature's inconveniences, establishing known laws, providing impartial judgment, and ensuring enforcement. This creates inherent limits on governmental power. Government can't do whatever it wants because it only possesses the powers transferred to it. It can't violate natural rights because these were never transferred and remain with individuals. It can't act for purposes other than those that justified its creation because that would exceed its mandate.
Locke emphasizes that the political community is formed by unanimous consent. Everyone must agree to leave the state of nature and join civil society. But once political society is formed, it operates by majority rule. Why? Because a body must move in one direction, and it's natural for it to move where the greater force, the majority, directs it. The minority, who disagree with specific policies, remain bound by the social contract. They consented to majority rule when joining civil society. This creates tension. If consent is the basis of obligation, why are minorities obligated to obey majority decisions they oppose? Locke's answer is that they consented to be bound by majority rule when joining civil society. They agreed to the decision procedure, even though they might disagree with particular decisions. This is a significant move, solving one problem, how a community makes decisions, while creating another, minority rights. The social contract for Locke is also revocable. If government systematically violates the purposes for which it was created, the people can dissolve it and establish new government. This is perhaps the most radical implication. The social contract creates conditional authority, not absolute sovereignty. Government is a trust, and when trustees betray their trust, they can be removed. This structure, voluntary formation of political society, delegation of limited powers, ongoing accountability, revocability, creates the framework for constitutional government. Government isn't absolute because it only possesses delegated powers. It isn't permanent because it serves at the pleasure of the political community. It isn't sovereign in Hobbes' sense because sovereignty ultimately resides in the people who created it.